we're live.
Welcome to... Wow, I fucking blanked hard there. Alright,
I feel that.
My head's working now. Welcome, anyone and everyone who will see this or is watching this. Welcome back to the Wild West. Well, my Wild West, to be specific. Actually, we're not even in the West anymore. Now, as of last session, Silverback and Aloran pulled off a little bit of a rescue mission for somebody from Silverback's past, from the town hall building of this, towns. They witnessed the surprising amount of destruction that a goose was able to cause, as well as watch the nuns of the crying child subdue it. Hopefully, probably, maybe.
It wasn't subdued when we were going to the guild. I will say that.
Oh yeah. Along with that chaos going on within the street, Silverback and Aloran have made their ways back to the Thieves Guild with their quarry. After killing a odd acting humanoid man, most likely, and Tyrone sustaining extreme pain. And with that, we find ourselves at the Thieves Guild.
Okay. Well, I remember I had just gotten Sylvia put down in the bed that was in my parents' room, and I was sitting by it.
Yeah.
And I will say, if it's possible to take a long rest, he would have probably sat there for maybe an hour or two before laying in the bed next to her, but not making any, like he would just be laying next to her, watching her and eventually falling asleep, trying to make sure that she is recovering. If that makes sense?
You're not going to be a creep, and it is very difficult to not fail.
that was the goal. I don't want it to be creepy. This is supposed to be like he hasn't seen her in forever, and this is the first time he's been able to actually lay eyes on her.
There's no real way to not make this creepy, but you can try not to.
From an outside perspective, it's gonna be creepy regardless. Is the problem? No, the idea is kind of like he would lay beside her, and maybe he would be like holding her hand or whatever, and then maybe putting his head against her shoulder, and that's it. And then he would eventually fall asleep right there, waiting for her. And it'd be like a light, sweet sleep that if she were to stir at all, he would wake up. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
It makes sense how you're trying not to make this creepy.
Yes.
Okay.
Trying very hard because it's supposed to be a romantic thing, not a creepy thing, and yet here we are.
When one of them is asleep, I don't think there's any way for it to not be a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
So, after taking a long rest, waking up, even though this place is underground, you know that maybe the sun's is up by now. You see that she's not, she's in this odd in-between of just being so feverish that she can't get herself fully awake, but she isn't, coma,
Mm-hmm. Not quite like a sick, but being sick or something, but just not strong enough to wake up.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. I guess he'd probably sit there for a little bit after the fact, and then, like, after waking up himself, and then probably going to go and check on everyone else once he once he's determined to himself that she's not waking up right this moment, and then possibly getting Tyrone to see if he can help.
You see Tyrone is sitting at a small table, like just like kind of wrapping his gaping chest wound.
Okay. Is anyone else in the room, or is it just him?
Yeah, this is kind of an outer room. You see that he's put his bedroll like across the table. Like, there's not a lot of actual bedrooms in this place, but he's been the odd one out when it came to who doesn't get a room.
Mm-hmm. Well, he is the smallest. He can kind of fit anywhere. But, I guess I would just kind of, if he's the only one in the room, just kind of slowly make my way over to him. And probably without meaning to, being very quiet about it, because just that's how I used to travel around the guild. And I want to kind of like tap him on the shoulder and just be like, how are you doing?
He just freezes for like a solid 2 seconds before turning around and just being like, dude, your dad's an asshole. Like, he scared me so many times in the middle of the night, man. Like,
what did he do?
Like, he just kept like coming out here and waking me up for no reason. It's like, he even had a bucket of water one time. And the second time, I don't think it was water.
I wonder why he was waking you. Are your injuries doing any better?
Tyrone just kind of looks down at his chest. It's just like, fuck if I know, man. I'm alive.
I'm gonna kind of pull aside like my collar of my shirt and show the gaping bullet hole that has probably healed by this point from when we robbed the bank, and be like, that makes 2 of us.
Damn. So, it doesn't get better, does it?
You just get stronger. Or you die. There's not really a good way to
in this fucking assistant's position. I'm gonna die in it. I'm not even gonna be a doctor.
I will say, your techniques are significantly more pleasant than Doc's were.
I mean, I can see why, yeah. But, like, it'd be pretty nice if I don't die before I can, like, be done with my training. Why is this my training?
That's better training than what most things would give you. Real world experience. It's a harsh environment out there.
You know what? Real world experience means I would have died on multiple occasions, so I don't think I wanted real world experience, big guy.
Just gonna kind of shrug a little bit. It's never what we expect.
Yeah. True, I guess.
This whole trip here was supposed to go entirely differently than it has. one-off. There wasn't supposed to be a goose destroying the town. But
Yeah, what
I
the
can't
fuck
complain.
is with that, man? Like,
I haven't been in this country for 3 years. I have no clue what has changed since I left. Apparently, we now have murderous magical geese that cause eardrums to bleed.
Just a magic goose.
It's not the weirdest thing.
What the fuck is this place, man?
A place of magic. A place that, to be honest, I knew less about than I did across the pond. And the magic being the part that I care.
Trees, man.
Well, yes. But I'll just put it this way. Expect things to get stranger, probably.
Oh, that's disturbing.
And I will say as well, as a note, if you hadn't heard me talking about it in the past, we are going to be looking for a dragon at some point.
You know what? Not even the worst thing that's happened so far.
No, the Elder Brain dragon was pretty bad. Was not happy about that one. But if you're feeling up to it, my friend in the room there, I'd like to see if you can help her. Maybe wake up. She seems a bit weak right now, and I think part of it is the amount of blood that was taken from her.
Yeah, alright. I'll check it out.
And I'll just lead him into that room. Taking point that if she is awake, she'd see me before anyone else.
Mm-hmm. He just kind of walks in, and he kind of just like leans over her and starts looking her down, or just like, you see, he just kind of pokes her arm and then looks where he poked for a little bit, and he does it again a third time. I don't know how she's alive.
And why is that?
No human should be able to survive with how do I say this? He just pokes her arm one more time. Not enough blood to even make the veins pop a little bit.
I see.
So I'm gonna be real, like, if she's alive, this is mostly just a time thing, because, yeah.
Could we give her blood?
I mean, you could, but last time anyone other than the doc did it, like, they got an infection and died.
You can prevent an infection, correct?
I mean, if it's just an infection of like a wound, maybe, but like if she gets blood poisoning, she's dead. Like, she is fully dead, and it's a gamble whether like the blood doesn't kill them to begin with, because like some people like can't really get blood from some people. I don't really know how it works. The doc just said it's a gamble.
There has to be a way to
like
help her
really
recover.
like really like I don't know how she is stable, but she's stable, you know, like she will be alive, and she just needs some time, and she'll be good.
I think Silverback would kind of show that it'd be clear that he's very impatient, that he wants her to be well now. But he would kind of just let out a sigh and just say, how long do you think that'll take?
I mean, when you picked her up, what was like? Was she still hooked up to whatever this was doing, or?
She was.
Okay, okay. So we're basically with the clock all like set all the way to max. So I want to say like with someone to watch over her, like a little bit under a week. I mean, it's like how fast blood replenishes is kind of weird, but like I would say faster if it wasn't so little. Because, like I said, still surprised how she's alive, but hey, I'll take any win I can get, so.
Is there potions or anything that could speed it up? I'm gonna pull out the restorative ointment that I have. Be like, could this help?
I mean, that's kind of like, how do I explain it? It's like, in like a couple of days, yeah, you know, but like right now, it's kind of like she's not strong enough to withstand the drastic change of what something magical's gonna do to her. Like, if we had something that could just magically put blood in her veins, for all we know, that's gonna make her heart explode. And I mean, the ointment, like, if she had a stab wound, like, perfect thing. I mean, yeah, but well, wrong person to get stabbed, so yeah.
Right. Well, I guess we have some time to think then and make a plan for once she's up. Would you be up for making sure she recovers?
I mean, sure, I can. Like, yeah, I guess I can, but like, she's gonna be kind of stuck around for a little bit, you know? Like,
I know.
All right.
I don't know anything about this type of situation.
Yeah, no, I get it. Just. No, you're really lucky, man. I don't know what's with this, but hey, she's live, so yeah, that going for you.
It's as good as it's going to get then. For now. And I have a feeling that she may still be alive because something or someone wants her alive. Or they want to keep her alive for me.
I mean, like, I'm not exactly the biggest, like, magic person in the world, but like, everything looks pretty self-contained. So like, I don't really know. I mean, like, was she magical or something?
She was a practitioner, yes.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense about the being alive part.
And my mother, the one the one drawing blood from her is also, or, well, who I thought was my mother, is also magical.
Now, I don't really know why someone would, like... Okay, so I know reasons why someone would, like, drain, like, a person's blood if they're, like, at all any kind of magical, but, like... I don't know, like...
I'm gonna gesture to the hole in the wall that I made that shows that little secret room and just say, I was made using magic. That's what I found out.
Cool, cool. I'm more thinking about the blood drawing part right now, you know?
She used my father's blood and other things to make me.
Huh. Well, I guess she did technically... Well, okay, you know what? That's actually kind of mean. Never mind.
No, I want to hear.
Well, I mean... I don't know, closest thing to a mom you got. That was just the first thing that came to mind, guy. I'm kind of distracted with the blood thing, because I know a few reasons for someone to want to, like, drain a wizard's blood or something. But, like, I don't really see how any of that stuff would connect.
She's probably doing tests to see if she can create a tabaxi without having to birth it.
Yeah, there's way easier ways to do that, guy. Like, theory-wise, way easier ways to do that. And you don't need someone specifically magical to do that.
Well, maybe one day I'll catch my mother and I'll be able to ask her myself.
Okay, man, but, like, it's kind of weird, because, like, if it was all about the cat stuff, like, you don't need a wizard or a sorcerer or whatever she is. Like, you don't need that specific kind of thing. Like, she was the only one, right? I mean, there was, like, that was a pretty big house. Like, wouldn't there have been a whole family at Tabaxi's?
Her father is the only one that I was told was still in the house. I don't know anything about anyone else.
Well, unless she's like you, there was a mother at some point, maybe, and, like...
Before I left, I believe her mother was still alive.
Okay, and... big place. Has to be, like, siblings or something, right? I don't know.
It was empty when I went through it to find her.
But then why her, you know? Like, if it was something to do with being a tabaxi, any run-of-the-mill one would have done.
It might be something about her connection to me. But I'm not entirely sure.
So... Okay, you know what? Okay, and this is, like, an honest question, like... Because I just really need to know the answer. Like, how self-centered are you?
In which ways are you meaning specifically? Surviving?
Like you're talking about this woman as if, like, she, like, doesn't care about you or hates you or something. But then she does care enough to specifically target somebody that you care about. It's like, is there something I'm missing, or are you just, like... a
I'm just
day.
trying to link what I've read in her journals to what is happening now. It was just an idea. It wasn't meant to be self-centered around me. I've just learned a lot about my life in the span of a few hours that I'm still processing.
Okay, no, that's fair, man. I just like I don't know. I mean, I guess like cuz I don't have any real like connection to like the drama. I'm just seeing it from a different perspective or something. Like I mean like theory wise, like when you get into like magic and stuff, and again, like I'm not the genius for this stuff. Like I did the bare minimum so that I could actually cast stuff. Like if you're gonna drain the blood of somebody who's any kind of practitioner, like that's just because it's a really potent like focus, you know? Like depending on how powerful the practitioner, like that magic just in a drop of blood can be enough to like make a magical item or something, you know? Like it's potent. It can do some weird shit. So like at least from what I'm looking at, like that's a way better idea. I don't know. Like
Silverback's just gonna kind of shrug and like slowly turn towards the door and just say, I don't know anything about magic, or I don't know much. I just know the things that I've read from her journal.
oh, all right, man. Uh I'll stay here with uh what's her name? You never really like mentioned it.
Sylvia.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll stay with Sylvia here. Look, she's gonna be like this for a while, so you might want to deal with whatever you got to deal with, man.
Thanks for this. And I'm just gonna walk out of the room.
Fuck is my job? As you walk out.
And I'm gonna go find my father.
All right. You see, he's just kind of sitting at a table. You see, like one of the wooden floor panels within his room has been pulled out, and an empty area is just is very clear there. You see in that little alcove from under this wooden paneling are just bottles of alcohol, and he just has one sitting in front of him, just staring at the glass.
Drinking again.
Uh, Getting close to start. Yeah.
I'm curious. Why were you waking Tyrone last night?
Well, first time I woke him up, I told him he was supposed to keep watch of the front door. He just kept falling asleep. I mean, how was I supposed to do? Not exactly too quick with my legs stuck in these shackles. I was trying to get some sleep, but I don't know what the hell that metal guy's doing. So you were busy. It just kept getting on my nerves. He's supposed to be keeping watch after all.
The tin can would have been a better one to ask to keep watch.
Oh shit.
But you wouldn't have known that.
Well.
So what did you find out in those books?
Well, after she stopped her little tirade about how to make someone without dying from the efforts, she started talking about some magician guy. Some guy gave her some kind of deal, you know, money and power and all that. Just gotta get something for him.
Did it give a name?
Nah, just something about a black dragon. I think that was a nickname. I mean, the only black dragon I know is a dealer in Deodrill. The shit he sells, it kills people. You know, it's not fun stuff.
I wonder if the same person that forced us to go for an elder brain dragon is the same one she's been working with.
Well, I wouldn't rightly know, you know. It's not like I'm seeing pictures, I'm just reading words. And, something about blood rituals, something about needing a catalyst. At the end of the fourth one, talking about finding a distilled bloodline or something, family lines, crap like that.
Well, that would explain why Sylvia barely has any blood in her.
Shit. That's why she looks so bad.
I found her attached to a bunch of tubes, dripping blood onto the ground because Mother had taken what was attached to them. And there's a very strong disdain when he says Mother.
Oh, that shit show. Yeah. I don't rightly know what's going on, kid. I mean, she was a lot more preoccupied, from what it looks like, she was a lot more preoccupied in whatever the hell catalyst she needed. But maybe I don't know, just maybe it was, at least to her, maybe it was worth it. I don't know. Just wasn't a lot of thought put into either of us, at least in those books. So I can't rightly tell you anything special. At least there weren't no more hateful things said about the whole birthing of something like me.
I'm gonna casually kind of like sit down next to him. The bottle in front of him is unopened, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna open it. I'm taking the first drink. Which is probably gonna surprise him, considering I wasn't a drinker at a younger age. And it's gonna be a very long, like, pull from this bottle.
You know what? I had a lot of time when I was chained up in there to forget about something like that. And honestly, I think it's better if I just, if I stay dry, huh?
It's possible. I just haven't. And he's just gonna kind of like lean his head forward a little bit and kind of like he's holding the bottle like on the table in front of him, and he's kind of pressing his head against it, kind of tiredly. He just too much has happened in too short of a period. I'm still grasping at straws to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. But that's exactly what the job we chose was, kid. You don't ask questions, you just get a goal. You know the rest of the world and get it done. Because as long as you get the job done, you'll get fucking paid. All the chaos and shit around you, it's gonna melt away once you're done. That's how it usually works, at least.
It was much simpler before I left. And
Yeah,
before I ran into the individuals I've been traveling with.
well, from what I can tell, kid, you switch stealing valuables for fighting monsters. And,
I wouldn't say that entirely. And kind of like reach into the bag of holding and just pull out a few of the magical items that I have on me. So like the ring, invisibility, the golden lion statue, the ointment. Just kind of put them kind of on the table. There's a few that I've grown fond of. This one, I'm gonna kind of hold up the ring again and just say, it doesn't work anymore, though. Kind of pulled it dry. Though it was fun while it lasted.
Bet it was. I bet it was. No, if you ask me just how good a life of adventure was or something, I would have told you stick to what you're good at, kid. Because last I hear about adventurers, they always getting themselves killed.
Oh.
Nah, I didn't want that for you. Nothing that bad, at least.
To be honest, it really only started with a bank heist and just went downhill from there.
It sounds like that's about to be a story of your life, kid.
Unfortunately. Though, if I make it through everything, I do have a plan once this is all said and done. And kind of shrug a little bit and just say, I don't really have to die if I take the plan. Ever, to be honest.
Well, everyone dies, but I don't want you to be anywhere anytime soon. It's gonna put you in the ground before me, but everyone dies. That's just a fact of life. And shit, I just want you to be safe, kid. I mean, you got your girl. You're a smart guy. Probably just find a quiet place or something.
Take another swig from the bottle as he's saying this. As I kind of put it down, just say, my plan that I have with a interesting fellow that I've gained the acquaintance of. If she wants, she's able to join me in this place that I'd be going. A fairly nice place. Kind of reminds me of one of those fancy hotels where you can gamble, but the gods hang out there, or some of them, I've heard. I know it sounds crazy, but well, over the pond holds a lot of interesting things that I would have never thought I'd get the chance to witness.
Well, I gotta say, your time away was more interested in mine staying home, at least. Just, I just need you to stay safe, kid.
I'll try my best.
Now, what else we got to deal with, kid?
I need to find a dragon.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm not going to kill him. Or fight him, hopefully. It's a dragon that I was told to find by the name of, I want to say Ricky. An odd name, but it's a name nonetheless.
Odd name. Sounds downright damn stupid. Who'd want to be called Ricky? At least anyone who takes himself seriously.
I'm just gonna kind of shrug, take another sip of the bottle, and just say, I was told that he doesn't like the mage that forced us to do the job that we did, and he might be our ticket to killing him.
Trash.
One to avenge me, and one to, well, avenge grandfather, who he also killed.
I tell you to be safe, and you're Rocknick trying to meet a dragon and get some revenge, huh? I don't know if I expected anything better.
No. When that mage is dead, I'm gonna pull out the demon's roar again and kind of place it on the table. And just say, I can put this thing to rest.
Shit. That is a sight, to say the least.
She's a very, very hungry weapon.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
A colleague of ours by the name of Morningstar. He's more equipped.
You got this from?
I don't have the slightest.
Shit.
I know he has a second one similar to it, which is a shotgun, but it doesn't affect him like this one affects me. Mainly because I don't really think he has much of a soul. Or at least he talks like he doesn't.
Well, whoever the hell he is, I ain't heard of him. At least not in any regards to that rifle. Jesus.
His only association on this side is with the Knolls.
Alright. Well, this, so you don't know nothing about this piece of equipment right here?
I just know that every time I wake it up, it tries to pull from me as best it can. And then I'm going to pull up the sleeve again and show the lightning bolt pattern in the fur on my arm again. Just say, which is kind of a timeline of how much I've used this thing. Out of necessity, mainly.
Kiddo, that rifle should never be put in the hands of any one of us. That thing is what made us look how we look, kid.
Is it now?
I mean, first, that was a long time ago. I mean, your grandfather had to tell me about it, and his grandfather had to tell him about it, so on and so forth, but no, I mean, back when we weren't walking around with fur or nothing, one of our ancestors, they did some sick shit, kid. And their punishment was getting put in something like this. And the rest of us, well, we got ourselves a bit of a backlash, so to say.
So they made this. And that's the reason we exist.
Well, They damn right killed themselves for it. I mean, Jesus, something like that, something that powerful. That takes a lot of things.
This
Takes
thing
a lot of
would have killed me by this point if it wasn't for, and I'm gonna grab the bone charm that's strapped to the side of it. It wasn't because of this.
Yeah, kid. I mean, gun like that takes a lot of anger, a lot of creativity, and a lot of patience.
Well,
I mean, a man so pissed off he was willing to kill himself just to make sure somebody he hated with such vitriol to kill him.
I had 3 years to mold my anger into something I could use.
Kiddo.
And it wasn't. I feel guilty for being angry at you all that time when it was really her that I should have been angry with.
Kid, there ain't no use in anger. Right? There ain't no I mean, you're my son, kid. You should know just as well as anybody else from my side of the family. Anger leaves a damn mark. Look, if I don't know what you're planning on doing with that thing, but if I were you, I wouldn't wait. I'd fucking toss that thing in a lake or something. 'Cause that is not something any one of us should be playing with.
The only reason I haven't yet, I'm gonna slide it back into the bag of holding, is because I'm afraid that if it does leave my side, it'll find its way back to me, but I'll be at the other end of the barrel.
Shit. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, kid. All I can really say is you're playing a real dangerous game, and I'm worried about you.
It's been a game that's been going on for several months. And somehow I'm still breathing.
Yeah.
Part of that, I have to thank Sylvia for. Because if I wasn't trying to get back to her, I probably would have kicked the bucket by now. And then, as I kind of take another sip of the bottle, I want to pull out that that bounty sheet that has her blood on it again. Kind of put it on the table. This is when the game began. When I got this.
Shit. What the hell?
I thought you were the one that issued this.
You see, like, Elsif just kind of slides the piece of paper over to him. Just kind of looks at it. It's just, look, kid, no one outside of the guild even knew you were locked up. And, I mean, this ain't supposed to exist. Not really. I mean,
so it was another one of her tricks, wasn't it? Another thing to keep me away so that I wouldn't ruin her plans that she had for Sylvia.
I mean, I don't know, I guess. It's just, none of us had any reason to put money out on you. You were gone. I meant you weren't in no trouble. So I
I
don't
don't know.
really.
I don't know if he would notice this, but there would be a increasing rage to Silverback's demeanor. He'd probably be like very slowly scratching the top of the table with one hand while he's squeezing the bottle with the other, as he's just kind of staring forward, listening to his father.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like these before, kiddo. But Jesus, that's not. That's not okay. That's just that's not okay.
There's one just like that one across the pond, but I earned that one.
Yeah, well, that's usually what happens when you do a bank heist, isn't it?
Yep. I still have quite a bit of that money still. I didn't get to convert it all.
Mm.
Though, I am currently, without anyone knowing, carrying around about 10,000 gold pieces on me at the moment.
Shit. You're fucking with me, right?
No. We stole about 9 million of their dollars a piece for each of us, and there was 6 of us involved.
That's a fucking heist and a half, ain't it?
Well, and I'm gonna pull my shirt again like I did with Tyrone to show the bullet hole in my chest, that or the sealed bullet hole in my chest, and just say that's how I got this.
Shit.
One of my buddies had it worse off. He nearly was cut in half.
I mean, hopefully he's still kicking.
He is, and he's currently in the possession of some sort of celestial battle axe or something. I don't know. But it's kept him alive.
Yeah, the crazier that you talk, the more y'all sound like adventurers than anything else.
I didn't get to do much thievery with them around. They like to be guns a-blazing, keep it loud. Though, the last place we did go, I did get to try out my sneaking skills again.
Yeah, y'all really sound like adventurers.
To be honest, I don't regret any of it. As traumatizing as some of it was, it was for the best.
Man, it must have been.
Though there were a few people that there's a slight bit of guilt for killing, but it probably had to be done.
Shit. Well, guess you're gonna have to find out how to find a dragon named Ricky.
I know he's in the forest. Extent of my knowledge.
Yeah. Y'all are fucking crazy. Nah, only dragon anyone's ever heard of in the forest, especially after all the fucking shit with the country falling apart with all that regicide and then that psycho taking over for a while there. Only dragon out in the forest right now that ain't trying to hide away from everything is a huge nightmarish one right at the center.
That might be our man. Or it might not be.
Well, ain't that something?
I'm gonna take another sip from the bottle and then gesture to the chains at his ankles again to say, "Do you want to try round 2?
I think I'll do this on my own time, kid. It's, I'll work on it, but I just need some time, is all.
It's gonna kind of give him a shrug and get up, the bottle still in hand. I'm gonna put my thieves' tools on the table and say, well, you probably have about a week. Because it's how long it's probably going to take Sylvia to get back on her feet. Hopefully. And I'm not leaving until she's back up.
Whole week just sitting around, that's not exactly a smart thing, guy.
I may go look around the town once the dust settles and see what I can find.
Yeah. Kid. After the dust settles, anything like that, I mean, after the dust settles, the only thing to pick through is gonna be bones and, well, whatever's still fresh, but there's probably gonna be some people alive, but this town's about to be taken off the map, because you can't really have a town with less than 50 people.
Though, thinking about this, now that I am thinking about people, whatever happened to Sylvia's mother and father? Where are they?
Her father, he just stopped showing his face after a while. I don't know what happened there, but his mother, your mother invited her somewhere, and no one ever saw her since.
If I ever see her again, I may be the last person she ever sees. And I'm going to casually start wandering back towards the room Sylvia's in with the bottle still in hand.
Kid, you sound like you got a lot of work to do. Maybe it's better you don't sit around on your ass for a week.
I need to make sure she's alright.
Alright, then.
Just gonna kind of keep walking with the bottle and take another swig as I leave the room.
Alright. You just go back and you see Tyrone still just kind of... You see he's kind of pulled out a little, some of his gear, including a herbalism kit, and even a small little alchemy kit. She's like, now, I can't do anything right now, but I can start getting stuff ready for when she's better, you know? So, like...
What can I do to help?
I mean, all I can really do is try to distill some stuff, put together some gear. I mean, that's not too difficult given what I can do, but, I mean, like I said, she's not waking up anytime soon. It's just... And you see as Tyrone gets really quiet as, Sylvia's eyes begin to glow a blood red. Well, shit.
Hmm.
She's physically, she's okay. I can tell that. I can tell that. But you know when I said 1 week?
That might have been a lie. Or, I guess not a lie because you didn't know better, but...
Well, that might have just been changed to indefinite until you do something. So, oh God, now I need a... I didn't study at a fucking wizard's college or some shit. What, like, best I know about this crap is what Doc would just rant about whenever he was high. It's like, so, blood curses are weird, basically. So, no, it's not even a curse. I mean, a curse would actually do something. This is just, oh my God. Oh, no. Okay, so somebody, it's not like a body jacking. She's not getting up. It's like it's not an insurance. It's not like she's gonna tank out of nowhere. Look, I don't really know what's happening. This isn't like I said, this isn't really my area expertise, but like maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to find whoever's got all that blood now, because that's the only real thing of hers that could be at all connected to this.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're leaving then. As I kind of turn to leave the room, angrily he will be digging his claw in the wall and just dragging it down the side of the wall as he kind of leaves and goes out of sight. First he's going to his room though. Silverback will be going to his room real fast.
Alright.
And when he's in there, he is going to just let out all of the rage he has in him and is probably going to destroy a majority of the furniture. Do you need me to roll anything to see how much I destroy?
No.
It
It's
would
a
just
pretty sparse room anyway.
Yeah,
but that bed, you're not going to be able to use that bed anymore.
It's just a lot of him like howling in anger and just like shouting various curses in probably a mixture of languages that he knows. And then when it's all said and done, he probably would be like against the wall, kind of dragging his claws down it while he's pressing his face against it and kind of just panting.
All right.
I don't know if anyone notices this, because he is being very loud. And I don't know directly how far this room is from everything else.
Well, that's true. You don't know if people are hearing this or not. Lauren, you hear Silverback having a temper tantrum.
Classic.
It's the third time. In the like 25 episodes we've had of this, this is like the third time. He's not going to do anything, I know that. I guess if he would take a minute to calm down, kind of put himself back together, and then kind of casually stroll out of the room, and he's going to go find Lauren first. And when he finds him, he's simply just going to say, "We're going to go hunting for someone soon. Someone that I have to kill. You up for it?"
Sure.
Good. Probably leave within the next hour or so. Just be somewhere I can find you if you don't have any supplies you need to get. And then I'm going to go find my father and let him know then I am leaving.
All right. As you're going to find him, Tyrone like runs over to you. It's like, hey. Okay, and you see he just has like 3 books in his hands, all from the library, hidden within the walls. It's like, okay, so a lot of blood magic books. Don't know why. Do you know a dragon by any chance?
There's one in the woods.
Well, I mean, and he just starts flipping through one of the books in his hands. Something of ancient magic, like fae, celestial beings, and or dragons. There it is. Really good at tracking down blood bonds, and from what I can tell, this is that was the sign of a blood bond ritual. So I don't know why, but that's kind of like a boilerplate thing in these books, but there's nothing on advanced theory here, so I can't really figure out what was happening. But I don't know, like it's saying stuff that like because of their like magic, like they're able to kind of get a better connection with these kind of things. Like theoretically, maybe it can like something of that magical power can like dispel this stuff, but at the least you'll know like where the ritual was being cast, and then you can disrupt it from there or something.
Another question. Is she going to require someone like you to be around in order to keep her alive? Or
I mean, like she's basically in a coma. I mean, I don't really know. Like we're way outside like what I know right now. Like I'm telling you what I literally just read in like a couple minutes of speed reading. So I don't know, man.
because we might need you, but at the same time, she might need you. And I don't know if you should come with us or stay behind.
Look, I don't like she's I mean, honestly, when it comes to which one of you's gonna survive, I'd put my money on her compared to all the shit you've been doing.
Fair enough. Alright. Well, I guess pack your things. We're gonna take the back exit.
Yeah, all right, okay, yeah, back exit. Back
It,
exit. You mean that weird tunnel?
it goes straight to the forest.
Great, okay. Oh, okay, I got an idea. Okay. And he just like starts running backwards before turning around, dropping the 3 books, and sprinting down the hall.
Okay. And I'm gonna go find my father. Probably still sitting in the same room.
Yeah, you see, he's like, he's not working on the braces just yet, but he seems to be putting like pads of leather between his ankles and the bracelets wherever he can fit them.
We have a progression in our situation.
All right. So what you planning on doing?
We're gonna go find that dragon.
Shit. Well,
She has a blood curse on her, and we need to break it.
Jesus Christ, it's always something.
Well, it's definitely the work of Mother.
All right. Well, I can hold the fort down. I mean, most people don't even know this place exists, and there should be some wards for when it comes to any magical fuckery still kicking around. Uh,
Just
yeah.
you stay alive and keep her alive.
Well, that medical feller has any truth to what he's saying, she's gonna be just fine, hopefully. But no, I should be all right. I mean, only reason I'd go out is when I pop these. We need to get some food, something like that. That's easy.
Yeah. We'll let you know when we succeed with this.
Yeah, all right. Just you watch yourself out there.
That is the plan. I should be able to get back in one piece.
Okay. All right. Well, time's a wasting, kid.
That it is. And I'm just gonna turn, and I'm going to go find Lauren, and figure out where the hell Tyrone ran off to.
Finding Lauren's not that hard.
He's still in the exact same spot that he was in.
No, instead he is standing in the only other bedroom that is in the guild. When trying to open the door, it's very difficult to push the door open until you realize that he is just leaning against it.
This is strange, but alright. So I kind of push in and just gonna be like, the hell are you doing in here?
What does it look like?
It looks like you're just trying to keep me out. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Did something happen when I was gone?
Let's go.
Alright. I'm just gonna gesture for him to leave the room before me. And then I want to glance about to see if there's anything off in the room.
You see Tyrone's bag is like on top of the bed. But like, that's it.
Do you know where Tyrone is? Alright. Alright, Lauren.
Nope.
I'm gonna grab his bag and just kind of check. I'm not like looking through the bag, but I want to check if there's like anything off about the bag at the moment.
Nope. It just seems like a normal bag. I mean, it's a little bit lighter than usual because, I mean, when you guys got there, he pulled out most of the gear he needed to patch himself up.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go out and I want to try to track this boy down.
Going in the direction that Tyrone ran, you find that he's near the entrance to the tunnel. And you just see as he pokes his head around a corner, it's just like, you know what? Stables are pretty nice, and horses are kind of weird.
We have stables down here still?
Well, I mean, like, what else? Where else are you gonna keep a wild animal that's gonna take you down a tunnel a couple of miles? It's like, and as he leads you around the corner, you just see rotting horse corpses. It's like, now, obviously, no one to feed them for a few years. They're not exactly alive, but... And he walks over to these sigils carved, like, drawn in chalk upon the floor where hay and, like, rotting hay and barley has been brushed out of the way to expose the brick floors.
I would definitely be holding my nose, by the way, if there's all this rot in here.
Yeah. To show a pentagram-style circle with many adornments of runes, sigils, and markings across it. It's just like, but horses are weird and magic is cool. So, is that my bag?
It is.
Hey, how'd you get in that room? Like, after I like tossed my bag in there and like closed the door, like it just wouldn't open back up. Like,
This dipshit was leaning against the door. Not sure
I
how he
thought
got in there.
I thought the latch was broken or something.
No, and it
Dude,
was just him.
I could have slept on a bed. Whatever, just whatever. You know what? Doesn't matter. What? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, and he just brandishes a huge silver knife from one of the, like, out of this like bucket full
Now,
of.
when you say huge, are we talking normal size for me and Lauren, or?
No, it's fucking huge. Like,
Okay,
this thing may as well be a short sword in his hands.
it's a Bowie knife.
Yeah. It's like, all right, okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah, wow. I don't know how Doc would do stuff like this all the time. I mean, he's just so straight-faced about it. Okay.
Are you needing to cut your hand?
What?
Are you needing to cut your hand? Do you just need blood?
Don't worry about it. And in a very swift motion, he chops his own hand off at the wrist.
Oh, that's more than I expected.
Okay, as his hand falls on the floor and these sigils drawn across the brickworks glow a blood red, as you just see him just kind of drop the knife and nurse the stump of his missing left hand before. And as the circle glows brighter and brighter, you just watch as, like, Tyrone just very daintily picks up his hand and aligns it back with where it should be, and letting go, and his hand just seems to sit where it's supposed to. And you watch as weeds and vines and roots crack through the brickwork of the floor, intertwining with these rotting corpses of horses, wrapping around bones and animating them, bringing them to stand up, bringing them to stand on these broken legs, now strong enough to hold their bodies.
I guess.
And yeah, go ahead.
I guess I can save this, and I'm just gonna kind of like casually pull back my cloak and show the robe that I have underneath it that has the horse patch on it. It's like I didn't realize. Was really cutting your hand off necessary?
I mean, that was the ritual, and kind of needed my blood, because the tin can's a tin can, and you're not exactly magical yourself, but ow. I'm really surprised I went through the bone that well. I mean, good for me, I guess. I don't know. This is all really weird.
You've been around Doc Holliday too much.
Yeah, well, he is the guy who taught me this stuff.
He's also not anywhere close to mortal, but well, we don't talk about that. I guess the last time we talked about that, we all got cut in half for a moment. But I digress. Let's ride, I guess, on... I don't even know if I can call these horses still.
I mean, I'm thinking of calling that one Jeremy and the other two Bob.
Why two Bobs?
Because I couldn't think of a third name.
Alright, fair enough, I guess. I must ask, do they still, like, stench of rot, even though they're animated?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. At the notice of this, that they are still going to smell, I am going to take some spare cloth, and I'm going to fix them over my face so I do not have to smell this.
All right.
And I'm going to very... What's the word I want to use? Disdainfully, I guess would be the word. Try to approach these and, like, one of them and, like, see if we are even able to put maybe a saddle or reins or anything on it.
You just see is like Tyrone just like gets a hand on one of the roots that has become a part of this creature and just kind of climbs up the more plant-like part of it to get onto its back. It's just like, cool. All right, Jeremy, let's go. And like no saddle or nothing, it just begins trotting towards the mouth of this tunnel.
I'm gonna hate this, and I will get on the back of mine, probably just all squishy and and grab whatever I can and just kind of not kick. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of tap its side, I guess, with my heel and just see if it'll go.
It just begins to like follow Tyrone's horse.
All right.
I'm guessing Lauren's just hopping on the other one.
Yeah.
Right. There is no thought. He just does it.
There is no thought. Just ride zombie plant horse.
Yes. Just a Tuesday, you know?
Yep, just Tuesday. And as the three of you are riding down this tunnel, Tyrone just kind of looks back. It's just like, I mean, like, the reason it took so much, like, why I had to do the whole hand cutting off thing is because, like, more complex the magic, you know, the crazier things gotta get, you know? It's just kind of like, you ever heard of chaos theory?
I have an idea.
Yeah, it's just the idea of, like, in order to instill order, there first must be chaos. So when using that in the rules of magic, that means, well, chaos becomes really subjective because it starts being used as like a unit of measurement, which is kind of weird, but like a part of that unit of measurement is human suffering. Well, sentient creatures suffering, which is why a lot of magic is really fucked up. But hey, it gets the job done.
So I've seen.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I was really surprised that this was gonna work. Like, horses are weird. Like, they sleep standing up. So, like, I really didn't know how this was gonna work, but it's going.
That it is. And it's very clear that Silverback does not like this.
I mean, hey, it's better than walking, right? I mean, like,
just in a sense, yes. In another sense,
I bet we could ride these guys all the way into the forest. Like, that'd be pretty nice.
That would be. It'd also be nice to be able to smell again, but well, we'll get to there.
I mean, yeah, once we get to open air, you won't be able to smell them anymore. I mean, like, think about all the war zones we've walked through on our journeys. Like, you know how many graves we've trampled?
Yes, but it wasn't the continuous smell of rot in a lot of those places.
What? Well, you got me there.
And you have to remember, too, that my sense of smell is significantly stronger than yours.
And whose fault is that? Well, actually, I guess it's no one's fault. Huh.
Just gonna kind of roll my eyes.
But hey, cool zombie horses.
I'll give you that much.
Yeah, dude. And as Tyrone, Silverback, Aloran, Jeremy, and the two Bobs ride out the tunnel, we're gonna end our session here.
Good enough for me. I didn't even need my dice. I had them out, but didn't need them. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got some lore stuff done. I now officially have a quest. Again, that isn't my chosen path, but definitely goes along with it. God, it's like playing a game and you're like, oh, I finished the quest, and then it's just like, oh yeah, there's 3 more side quests you have to do to complete this quest. It's like, you fucking kidding me? Some Elden Ring bullshit.
Well, for anyone who enjoyed this episode, we stream these sessions every other Thursday. If you want to get caught up, we have the VODs in the YouTube channel in the description. And next week there will be the Scale of Fate campaign, where Tyler runs a nice little fantasy thing.
Things are getting more and more interesting. I will say that much.
Oh yeah. Things are getting more and more painful.
For both parties, actually. I'm being equal now. It wasn't that way before, but I've just gotten to the point that I can be equal again.
Ain't that wonderful?
The other party was unprepared for certain things, and I just got them to a point that they can actually deal with certain things that I have planned. So,
well, thank you all for watching this, or watching anything else by us, and I hope you all have a nice night.
Bye-bye.